As you know, we are studying about kinematics and the part is uniform motion. Okay, in this we have to learn about rest, motion, frame of reference, one-dimensional motion, two-dimensional motion, three-dimensional motion. Okay, all these things you have to learn in this chapter. But today our topic is distance and displacement. These are our goals of today. Distance and displacement, slope of st graph, speed and velocity, slope of vt graph. After that, if time is there, then we will cover average speed and average velocity. With numerical, you have to do this thing. Okay. Now, what is distance and displacement? What is distance and what is displacement? Firstly, let us see here. There are 2 points. One is A and another is B. Okay. I want to go from A to B. I want to go from A to B. Then, accept straight line, I am taking this type of path. From there to there to there, like this. Maybe this path I can take in this situation also. Maybe rectangular. Okay. In this way, I want to cover this path A to B. Okay. All these have no fixed direction. No fixed direction. And all these are the path covered by the object. Path covered. And one word is also, you can take actual path. Actual path. If an object covered actual path from A to B, then this thing you can take as a distance. But when you are taking this path, this is the shortest path. This is the shortest path. Okay. This is only the shortest path by which you can cover this distance or this gap, okay, from A to B. And this shortest path is called displacement. Okay. And all other paths are called distance. And what is the difference in between these two? This is the actual path and this one is the shortest path. Okay. Now the another difference is this. Distance is the scalar quantity. Okay. Distance is the scalar and displacement is the vector quantity. Because it has particular direction. If you want to cover this path A to B in terms of displacement, then how can you do this thing? From A to B, you have to take straight path, straight line. Okay. Any other also. If those have covered this distance, then displacement, then it will also in the straight line, same as. But in terms of distance, if you have to cover distance, not displacement, then any path you can take or another one can take. Okay. So in this way, distance has no particular direction. Okay. That's why this is scalar quantity. Displacement has particular direction. So this is a vector quantity. Okay. Now distance is always positive. Distance is always positive. But displacement can be positive or negative. Displacement can be positive or negative. These are some differences in between distance and displacement. But for standard 11, all these things are not so much important. Only the important thing is this. How can you solve the numerical based on distance and displacement? Now let us take an example. Take numerical for this to understand this topic. Suppose, firstly, circle. Numerical based on circle. Suppose you have a radius r. You have a radius r, and an object moves along a circular path in this way, along a circular path in this way. In clockwise direction, you can take. Now, if an object is at point A and after completing one revolution, its final position is also again at A. Now, from where it is starting from A, and where it is finished this motion or movement, this one is also again A. So in this case, initial and final, there are 2 points from where it will start initial and from where it stops final. Okay, these initial and final points are on the same. Now in this case, what is the value of distance and what is the value of displacement? You have to determine this. Now what is distance? Distance is the actual path. Actual path between initial and final point means 2 points, from where it starts and from where it stops. Now this is the actual path. This round path is the actual path. And this round path has value, you know very well. If r is the radius, then this will act as circumference. And we know very well circumference value is 2 pi r. So you have to write here distance is 2 pi r. Okay. And this is the actual path. Actual path. Now the next thing is, what is displacement? Displacement is what? Displacement is nothing, only the shortest path between initial and final point. And as we know, the initial and final points are the same. In this situation, there is no shortest path and no gap is there. That's why you have to take the value of displacement is equal to 0. Displacement value is 0 in this case, if initial and final point are at the same. Okay, then in this condition you have to take the value of displacement. Now let us take another example. If an object moves from A and the final position and the final point is here. Now the final point is shifted to B. Now what is the value of distance and displacement in this case? What is the value of distance and displacement in this case? We know that this is also the circumference, but not the full circumference of the circle. This is only the half circumference value is this. Now half circumference is what? 2 pi r divided by 2, only the pi r. So in this case, our answer is half of 2 pi r. That is, pi r is the actual path in this case. Pi r is the distance in this case. Okay, but now what is the value of displacement in this case? What is the value of displacement? Displacement is, we know that this is radius and this is the half circle, half round, half revolution of this circle. Then we know that if this is radius, this thing is also represent as radius. Now this is the initial point and this one is the final point. Okay, initial and final point. And this thing, this line is the shortest path in between these 2 points. And what is the distance? What is the value of this line? R plus R means 2R. Or we can say diameter of this circle is the diameter. You can also take, because 2R is the diameter of the circle, you can take 2R, or diameter is the displacement of this condition. Displacement of this condition. Now take another example. If an object moves in this way and stops here and stops here, now this thing is quarter of this circumference, not half. Now our final point is at here. R is the radius and this is initial and this is final point. Now let us take the value for distance and displacement again. Now what is distance and what is displacement in this case? We know very well the actual path is called distance and shortest path is displacement between 2 points. Now this is the actual path. This thing is the actual path. Actual path. And this is the 1/4 of the total circumference. To know this thing, all these are, this is only the part of 1/4 of this whole circumference. Now we can take distance in this way, 2 pi r divided by 4 and cut after that 2 pi r by, pi r by 2, half of the pi r, means semicircle case half is here. Okay. Now next thing is, what is the displacement? What is displacement in this case? You know very well, this is initial point and this is final point, and we have to not take this path. We have to take in this condition straight path. This one. This is the shortest path. Okay, this green line is the shortest path, A to B. Whether an object moves or not, it doesn't matter. We have to take shortest path. Okay. Now we know that this is R and this is also R, because every normal from the circumference which are crossing the center, or all are radius. All are radius. If we take the normal from anywhere on this circumference, all these are crossing this center O, and these distances, these normals show you the radius. Okay. Everywhere you can take radius in this circumference. Now I am taking the radius from this point to this point. Why? Because here I am looking, this is the right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle, and I want to take the value of this green color line because this is the shortest path. This is the shortest path. Shortest path you can take like SP, and actual path, in short, you can take AP. AP is the actual path and SP is the shortest path. Then how can you calculate this shortest path? By applying Pythagoras. What is Pythagoras? The square of this is equal to sum of square of this, and these are the This is base, this is perpendicular, perpendicular square plus base square. Okay. Now AB is equal to R square plus R square, 2R square, and this square becomes under root of this quantity. Now, what is the value of AB? AB is the displacement here. Okay. 2R under root 2 R. This is the answer in this case. Okay. In this, you can fill the article, distance and displacement very well. Okay. In case of distance, we have to take the actual path, and in case of displacement, we have to take shortest path. Now the another thing is ST and ST graph slope. ST graph slope. You know very well, slope is the thing by which we can take the velocity. In this case, in ST graph, suppose firstly we have to know about how many types of ST graph. ST graph are of 3 types. One is straight inclined line. One is straight inclined line. Another is curvilinear, and another one is straight line parallel to time axis. And you know very well, this straight inclined line of ST graph show uniform motion. Uniform motion. And this thing show non-uniform motion. What is uniform and non-uniform motion? In which equal distance covers in equal time. But in this unequal distance covers in equal time. Or another definition is this: equal distance, we can also write equal distance in unequal time. Both have the meaning non-uniform motion. Unequal time. This is also the case of non-uniform motion. This is non-uniform motion. Okay, this is uniform motion. This is non-uniform motion graph. And the last one is, this is the graph which tells about the object is not moving. It is in the position of rest, or stationary word is also you can take in this condition. Stationary have also the meaning rest. No movement is there. Body does not change its position with respect to time or surrounding. Okay, both. Now this state line, state rest, means body is no motion. No motion. Now this type of graph you can take for ST. But here the question is what? Question is that how can you take slope of all these things? How can you take slope of all these things? Slope. Suppose I want to take slope at this point A. Okay. Now the best method is this. If you want to take slope or feel this thing, where the slope of this point A, at point A, what is the value of velocity or speed, we can say, by taking the ratio of S and T, we can calculate the V value. Okay. And now the another point is B here. What is the value of B? Or sorry, what is the value of velocity at point B? Our answer is same because this motion is uniform and value of V1 is equal to V2 here. But how can you determine this thing? How can you feel this thing? Graphically, how can you see this thing? Graphically, we can take slope by taking the tangent. I repeat, I can take the velocity by taking tangent at this point. Now, this gives tangent is what? A touching line from the surface, a straight touching line from the surface or to cross this point. Now, what is the direction of this? You can take this one. Okay. Now, again, take this one also, tangent of this one also. Now, again, you are taking two, there are two tangents, T1 and T2. And now, feel which have greater angle with this time axis. Are you getting my point? Time axis is this one. Now, feel this line at this condition. Now, again, this line feel at that condition. Now, whose angle is greater, theta 1 or theta 2? In this case, you can feel this thing, theta 1 is equal to theta 2. So, if theta 1 and theta 2 are equal, you know very well, in previous day, I have already discussed this thing. If theta is greater, slope is greater. Now, ST graph, theta 1 and theta 2, both have the same angle. So, the velocity of at these points A and B are the same. That's why this graph at every point, if you are taking the angle by taking tangent and x-axis means time axis, then you can see there is no difference in the value of angle means theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4. But that's why these are called uniform motion. But now taking this condition here, now this is also the graph of motion, but this is non-uniform motion. Means there the value of velocity is different. Suppose here the velocity is v1, here the velocity is v2. Then how can you see this thing? Velocity is different. Now takes tangent and angle, takes tangent. At this point, the tangent is, you have to take, not cross the above line, this red one line. You have to take touching line in this way, and this gives you the tangent. This is T1. Okay. In this condition, tangent is, you have to take tangent like this. This is T2. Now takes angle. How? This T line, this x-axis, we have to take parallelly in this way for T1 and also parallelly for T2. And we can see here, this is angle theta 1 and this is angle theta 2. And this thing is clear here, theta 1 is less than theta. So we can say the slope or the angle at point B is greater than A. That's why velocity V2 is greater than V1. That's why this graph shows the non-uniform motion, because at point A, the velocity is less, at point B, the velocity is greater, and every point you can take the value of velocity different in this situation or in this graph. That's why this graph shows non-uniform motion. But in statement, you can write equal distance in unequal time or unequal distance covered in equal time. Okay. But graphically, you can see this thing like this. Now here, at every point, there is no slope, no angle, because angle is 0. If angle is 0, slope is 0, velocity is 0. You can see this thing also. Now take tangent at A and B. At A, tangent is in this direction, and you know very well x-axis and this tangent both are parallel. Both are parallel. If parallel is there, the angle between them is, this is t-axis, time axis. Now take this time axis here, theta is 0. Take x-axis here. Now theta 2 is again 0. If theta 1, theta 2 is 0, then slope is 0. Slope is 0. So V1 and V2 both are 0. Means initially it is at rest, no velocity is there. Finally, it has no velocity. So it means the body, the object is in state of rest. Okay. Are you getting my point? So slope is covered. Slope is now covered. How can you take slope? Okay. And graphically, how can you determine these things? Now, what is speed and velocity? As you know, you have already learned all these things. Speed is distance upon time. Okay. And what is velocity? Displacement upon time. Displacement upon time. Okay. That's why velocity is the vector quantity. And this one is the scalar quantity. Okay. Now, as we know, why we are taking the slope of ST graph as velocity? Yes, this is another thing which you should know. Now take this thing also. Why slope of ST graph? Why slope of ST graph is equal to velocity or speed, you can say, because there is a difference in between speed and velocity. Speed is scalar and velocity is vector. But now here the question is, how can you say ST graph slope is velocity? Because another question comes after this topic here. VT graph slope is what? Velocity time graph of slope is what? Now, how can you mathematically see this thing? Slope of ST graph is velocity. This is our question. Okay. Now prove this thing. We know that slope of ST is equal to tangent theta. Is equal to tangent theta. Take here, this is S, this is T, and this is the graph, and this is the angle theta. Okay, in this way. Slope of ST graph is equal to tangent theta. Okay, now solve this tangent theta. We know that tangent theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. Now, this is theta, but where the perpendicular and where is the base? Now, let us take on this graph, this point is A. From there, draw perpendicular at T, and now right angle triangle is there, OAB. OAB. Here, this thing represent perpendicular, and this one is base. Okay. Now, perpendicular upon base is equal to tangent theta. Now, AB is perpendicular and show this 10. This value of AB show S. And what is OB? OB is the base and it represents the value of time. So S upon T, we can write here for perpendicular S and for base time. Now what is distance upon time? We know very well distance upon time is velocity. In this way, you can take the slope of any graph by taking the ratio of y-axis to the x-axis. If I am telling about ST graph slope, then you have to take the ratio of S upon T. S to T. Firstly S in the numerator part and in denominator part T. So S upon T is equal to velocity. That's why we are taking slope of ST graph velocity. All in these cases. Now what is the slope of VT graph? Can you tell me? What is the slope of VT graph? Slope of VT graph is what? If V is on the y-axis and T is on the time axis, then how can you take slope in this situation? Slope of VT graph is what? Question mark. Now draw firstly VT graph. Okay. Now take a straight inclined line, and this one is theta. Now directly if you want to take V upon T is what? Velocity upon time. Velocity upon time is acceleration. Now your answer is this.